Hope you guys are having a fabulous Monday. We are doing good here at the Ellingson house. So today we're going to talk about 3 things to remember when moving to a new area. And Ethan and I were just talking about this morning because it's official today that our Motley house is closing. It's closing at noon, which is, it's like 5 minutes away, is when things are supposed to be closing. So we were talking and Ethan's like, I feel like we need to go back. I know that we don't, but I just feel like we need to go back. We still have stuff there. And then I was like, yeah, it feels like a big part of our life is still there, even though it's not. We've made the transition, and the house is empty, but we still feel like we need to go back for some reason. And it really relates to the book that I'm reading. And so I thought, hey, let me share about this. So this is the book I'm reading right now. It's After the Boxes Are Unpacked by Susan Miller. See that? And it talks about moving after moving and adjusting to life after the move and all the things that come with it. And there's 3 points in here that really resonated with me today, in which I wanted to share them with you. The first one is let go of expectations that you'll move back. And it's kind of exactly what Ethan and I are talking about. We're trying to let this go, that we feel like we need to move back, right? I kind of struggled with that earlier on in our moving journeys, where I was expecting to move back eventually, and so what that did was it kept me in a place where I wasn't investing in the area that I was now, because I knew I was going to move back and I wanted everything to kind of be the same back there. So where we kind of get stuck in the past instead of investing in the now and developing our future, right? So the second one was don't constantly think about what you're leaving behind, but rather what you have to look forward to in the future. Again, earlier in the moves, I was constantly thinking about what I was leaving behind. And for me, it was my family. We still are close, but I had a really hard time with not being able to go visit for the weekends, or thinking that I was missing out on some of the family get-togethers. We had to miss some holidays, which are super important for me because then I get to see all my extended family too. And that was a point that I was really struggling with, was thinking about what I was missing back there. And again, it's kind of reflective of the last one that I said, but it keeps you in the past and it keeps you from putting your roots down in this new area. Okay, and the third one, which I feel like is super valuable, the most valuable of these 3 quotes that I'm going to read to you, is tell yourself, there's never a place you want to stay if God wants you someplace else. The best place is to be where God wants you to be. Right? 100% truth. And sometimes when we move, or when we feel the nudge that we need to change areas and move someplace new, we don't do it, because staying in one area is comforting, right? We know exactly what to expect. And sometimes we actually step out of God's will for our lives by staying stationary. I'm not saying it's every time, but when you are following God's will, sometimes He asks you to do things that are uncomfortable for you, no matter what it is. Not specifically towards moving, just whatever. And that's because God is bigger than our fears. He's bigger than our insecurities. He's bigger than our thoughts of we can't do it, because in truth, sometimes we can't do it. But with God, all things are possible. And when we step out of our comfort zone, whether it's moving or something else and do something that seems a little bit too big for us, that's when the glory gets given to God, because we couldn't do it on our own, but we don't need to do it on our own, right? Because God is there with us, guiding us and helping us along in this life. So, just wanted to share those things with you. And if you are, if you are wanting more info, just message me about this book and I'll let you know. And I just wanted to say that if you are wanting support, feel free to reach out to me and join the Homesick to Happy group. It's on Facebook. And I think I have it here. Let's see here. I can pull it up. Do you see it? Yeah. Okay, so for support, join Homesick to Happy group. And that's where we talk about moving, and you'll get your questions answered. And you can have the support that you need to just keep on moving so you don't get stuck in something like loneliness or get stuck in looking at the past, right? We're all moving forward together. So, and if you don't want to do it, sure, that's fine too, whatever. So moving sometimes feels like we're going through it alone, and that's not true. In 2019 to 2020, 10% of Americans moved. So there's actually like a big percentage of people who are moving and going through this process, but sometimes we feel like it's just us or our family that's walking through this, and that's because sometimes you're the only one moving to that area, or you're the only one who who has moved recently, kind of thing. So yeah, I just want to encourage you that you're not alone. And I hope you guys have a fabulous Monday. Talk to you later.